What does research have to do with the experience of leading, of being the person who steps out and goes first? It's an interesting question, and something that the team that I'm surrounded by is very interested in understanding. Research is in many ways, it's evidence-based storytelling. It's, we may think that something works because we've seen it work for ourselves, but would it work for other people? And research can help us understand that. I have been blessed by an amazing group of individuals, of students who have come here, graduate students, to study the journey of leaders, to understand and to wrestle with the harder topics around what it means to lead well, what it means to be the person who steps out and goes first, to deal with even insecurities and sometimes a lack of confidence, to deal with moments where situations seem impossible, where I've got to understand what's important to me as a leader and also stay connected to the people around me. And when you get deep into a topic like that, and my students and our team gets to tackle some of those topics, we get to explore some things that sometimes are difficult to understand. Things like vulnerability and calling and effectiveness and even reluctance and what it means to lead sacrificially. These are topics that are challenging because the fact is that the process of stepping out and going first, of leading, is challenging because there's moments where people will feel underqualified to lead. So what would it mean for us to understand and to study scientifically, get deep into the experience of what it means to lead so that we could prepare a different kind of leader for the future? And our belief that is a really important thing to understand. And research is our way of understanding and telling that story in an evidence-based way, as we would say around here.
This year, our research team is working on a couple of projects that we're really excited about. We're digging into these variables and kind of research that oftentimes might be ignored. One area that we're really interested in is calling and how a transcendent summons can have an effect on a person's life. Another element that we're looking into is social support and seeing how leaders can develop these networks around them that are more effective, and examining the kinds of people that leaders need around them in order to function. Another element that we're interested in is composure and how leaders and really anybody can stay composed and hold on to themselves in situations where that might be difficult. And one variable that we're really interested that's really cool is vulnerability, and seeing how people can kind of open themselves up in situations where it might not be accepted to do that. As Dr. McKenna might say, these variables may seem separate, but in reality, they're all elements of the whole leader.
On this team, we don't just sit and talk, and we don't just study the variables that we just talked about. Whole leader development, we pursue it ourselves. This team challenges me to become a better version of myself. It challenges me to go and develop others around me. And it's supportive, we work hard, and we really care. And although we're hard workers, we also have a lot of fun. On this team, we laugh, we joke, and we have a really good time. What that turns into is me sitting, thinking, how thankful am I to be in a program and on a team that allows me to do that, allows me to ask deeper questions, to have meaningful conversations, and to move beyond the variables.
The individual research topics that we study around the experience of a leader are really important to understand. And we have this vision that if we were to encourage and support the development, the preparation, and the launching of a different kind of leader, that we could have a profound impact on our world. Whether it's leaders who lead in a corporate setting, leaders who lead in a nonprofit setting, or even leaders who lead into situations that sometimes are uncomfortable for us to think about, whether it's clean water, that so many people in our world don't have clean water, or whether it's around human sex trafficking and the fact that these things are happening in our world. There is a common factor in all of these things, whether it's corporations or some of these causes, and it's this, that leaders are people who stepped out and went first into those places. Our hope is that our research would help to prepare, develop, and launch out leaders who have that courage to go first, but also have that willingness to edit and to change.